This story was inspired by a series of videos called Abandoned Slaughterhouses. Welcome to Black Hollow, Colorado, a small town that sits in the shadow of the Rocky Mountains. Its population is less than 100 people, most of whom are senior citizens living on Social Security checks or part-time work at the local convenience store. The town's history dates back over 100 years when gold was discovered here. Suddenly, people were flooding into the area. Boomtowns sprung up practically overnight. The miners would flock here to get their fortune, only to be disappointed. There was nothing but dirt and disappointment. So some stayed and founded Black Hollow. It's the kind of place that gets overlooked by most people. It's off the beaten path. There aren't any chain restaurants. It's hardly even on any maps unless you know exactly where to look. If you ask anyone who lives there, they'll tell you the same thing. It's the best-kept secret in Colorado. Now, the reason why we're here isn't because of the natural beauty, although it is nice. We're here because of the legend of the Butcher of Black Hollow. This guy has been terrifying the locals and the occasional unlucky tourist since the 1930s. He is said to roam these very streets on nights close to Halloween, searching for new victims to add to his already massive body count. People have tried to capture him, but he always seems to slip through their fingers. Some say he works with the devil himself. Others claim he's immortal. Maybe both. We don't really know. What we do know is that the hunt is real. It's been happening for decades, and it won't stop anytime soon. So how did it all begin? Let's find out. In the beginning, Black Hollow was much different. During the 1930s, it was a popular destination for young adults. They would come from all around the region to enjoy its cool mountain air, its breathtaking vistas, and its beautiful people. But everything changed when a serial killer began to stalk the city. His name was John Kramer. He was born in Chicago, but moved out west after his wife died. He settled down in Black Hollow and opened up a slaughterhouse. Nobody knows why he chose that business, especially because he had no experience whatsoever. But he had something else going on in that slaughterhouse. He would use his victims to practice his trade. He would cut them up, dissect them, learning everything he could. He was fascinated with the human body. And so the killings continued. The first victim was a young woman named Mary Jenkins. She was last seen hitchhiking on the highway outside of town. Her car was later found abandoned on the outskirts of town. An investigation turned up nothing. The police couldn't find any witnesses, any evidence. There was nothing. So they closed the case, but Mary wasn't the last. Over the next few months, 3 more women would meet the same fate, all of them young, all of them beautiful. And each time the police were baffled. That is, until they caught up with John Kramer. They searched his house and found traces of blood in the basement. When they questioned him, he denied everything, claimed he knew nothing about the missing women. He was arrested, taken to trial. But nobody expected what happened next. The prosecution had no evidence against him. Sure, they had the blood, but without bodies, they couldn't convict him. So he was set free. He returned to his slaughterhouse, but he never killed again. Or did he? Almost 10 years later, a boy's body was found in a shallow grave outside of town. His name was Billy Joe Tate. He was last seen playing near the river. He vanished. The police investigated, but once again, no evidence, no leads, nothing. They closed the case, but not before interviewing everyone in town. That's when they met a man named Asa Fisk. He was an old man with cloudy eyes, barely able to string a sentence together. But what he said shocked everyone. He claimed that he saw John Kramer burying a body. When pressed for details, he broke down. He said he had seen other bodies being buried as well. All of them were young girls. With this new evidence, the police reopened the case. They tried to bring in John Kramer in for questioning, but he was dead. His house had burned to the ground a week earlier. He had taken his own life. Asa Fisk became the star witness in all the trials that followed. The police arrested several men, but none of them were convicted. The case went cold once again. Asa Fisk died in 1978. He lived long enough to see the last of the original victims' families give up hope. After that, things went quiet. For a while, there were no reports of missing persons in Black Hollow. It was almost as if whatever evil had possessed the town had finally moved on. But this was only the calm before the storm. In the year 2000, another woman went missing in Black Hollow. Her name was Sarah Lynn Palmer. She was last seen checking into a motel on the outskirts of town. She had been traveling alone, so no one knew she was even there. Her car was eventually found abandoned near the slaughterhouse. A search party went out to look for her, but they found nothing. The police followed up on several leads, but the case quickly went cold. To this day, nobody knows what happened to Sarah. Then in 2004, someone else vanished. His name was Thomas Wayne Riley. He was hiking in the nearby mountains when he disappeared. His backpack was later found on the side of the trail, but there was no sign of Thomas. Several search parties were organized, but nothing turned up. Thomas just vanished, and so it continues. Every few years, someone disappears in Black Hollow, sometimes a hiker, sometimes a lone traveler, sometimes someone who just got lost. But the truth is that they were all taken by the same person, the same evil that has haunted this town since the 1930s. So who is he? What is he? The answer, unfortunately, is that we don't know. There have been several theories. Some say it's the ghost of John Kramer. Others say he is alive and well, hiding somewhere in the shadows. Perhaps the truth is somewhere in between. We don't know. All we know is that the killings are still going on today. Maybe you've heard about this town and its terrifying history. Maybe you haven't. Either way, you should probably steer clear. If you're anywhere near here, keep walking. Don't look back. Don't make eye contact with anyone who might be watching from the trees. Because there are things here that shouldn't be seen, things that you might not be able to unsee. Thank you for listening. That was the story of the Butcher of Black Hollow. It's a tale of terror and mystery that has captivated listeners for years. And now you know why. If you ever find yourself wandering through the eerie streets of Black Hollow, be sure to keep your wits about you. Who knows what horrors might be lurking in the shadows?